Hello, viewership, and welcome back to the Caleb James channel. If you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, follow me on TikTok for exclusive MMA content. I know what you're thinking. What's that mark on my forehead? Well, I hate to break to you guys, I'm Avatar the Last Airbender. Just kidding, I got fucking wasted and hit my head on something. It wasn't my fault. I blame Christopher Dibb for all the sins of my life. Anyways, we are going to be breaking down a non-pay-per-view with the most stacked free fight night of the year so far. It's going to be in Austin, Texas on December 2nd. So I'm going to break down the top 4 fights because this card is absolutely loaded. Firstly, Sean Brady versus, what's his name? Kelvin Gastelum. That's right. Kelvin Gastelum is back at 170 and looking to make a mark. Sean Brady coming off his first loss to Bilal Muhammad. Who loses to Bilal Muhammad? On the feet, I guess Sean fucking Brady. So for that reason, I am going with Kelvin Gastelum. Since his return to middleweight, he has looked fresh. He had an awesome performance versus Chris Curtis. Very competitive fight. Some very good shots. He showed off his boxing prowess yet again. And if Sean Brady can get knocked out on the feet by Bilal Muhammad, then anything can happen. I'm going with Kelvin Gastelum all the way with a straight left hand down the middle that sends him to the fucking bleachers. Secondly, Deiveson Figueiredo versus Rob Font. This is a very hard fight to predict because Deiveson Figueiredo is moving up for his first time from flyweight to bantamweight, and he is taking on surging contender Rob Font. Rob Font, one of the best jabs in the UFC. Deiveson Figueiredo, one of the hardest right hands we've ever seen in 125. Will his power hold up at 135? I do believe that is his true weight class. He has some amazing jiu-jitsu. Rob Font is no slouch on the ground himself. But I think I'm going to be leaning towards Rob Font on this one. I think it's Deiveson Figueiredo's first fight at 135, and I think he's jumping too deep into the waters. Rob Font looked great in his last performance. He had a big knockout over Yanez. And I just got to go with Rob Font, the veteran, someone with a mean jab, someone who's got something to prove. They both got a chip on their shoulder. Deiveson Figueiredo was a champion at 125, had a quadrilogy, 4 fights with Brandon Moreno, tons of experience. But I don't know how his chin's going to hold up at bantamweight, especially with a hard hitter like Rob Font. So I'm going by Rob Font. I'm going to say a decision on this one because it's only a 3-rounder. Third fight, we got Dan motherfucking Hooker. Dan Hooker. Not Dan Slut, not Dan Whore, Dan Hooker versus Bobby Green. Bobby Green coming off a huge knockout versus Grant Dawson and a victory over Tony Ferguson. Dan Hooker got back in the win column recently. He's always been very competitive at 155. They're saying this is the real BMF belt, the bad motherfucker belt. So, yeah, I don't know. Bobby Green's a southpaw. Dan Hooker should just stand still. He's got good leg kicks. I just don't know if Bobby Green is ready for the elite. He's been around a long time, and it seems every time he's given an opportunity to really to up his status and get him higher in the rankings, he has trouble pulling off a victory. And I know Dan Hooker has a big chip on his shoulder and something to prove. I'm going to hit the Aussie on this one. Dan Hooker by TKO. I think Bobby Green's a little weathered. It's got a little more wear and tear. And I say Dan Hooker by finish. And now, the main event. Benil Dariush versus his name's really hard to say. Arman Sirkan? I'm telling you, it's Arman. It's going to be an amazing fight. I'm a huge fan of both guys. Benny is my brother in Quest, and Sirkan is an absolute fucking monster. Very monster, I said. He went the distance with Islam Makhachev, won a round. Arguably, Islam Makhachev's hardest test to date, besides the first Volk fight. Benny was on an absolute tearing through everyone. A lightweight beat Gamrot, but then he had a very bad setback for Charles Oliveira. He got hit with a head kick and a straight right hand and finished out on the ground. Benny is getting older. I love him. I love him to death. He is an awesome. He's a southpaw like me, so you gotta respect it. But I think he's just been, this recent knockout has really tested his chin, and I think Arman is going to find a home. I think Arman's a little younger, a little hungrier. I know Benny's always hungry. He's been so close to that title. Close, and he just can't seem to buy it. He can't seem to grab it. I'm going to go with Arman by finish of this inside 5 rounds. So those are my predictions for UFC Fight Night Austin, Texas, taking place December 2nd. Just a quick little prediction video for you, putting out my UFC 295 recap video soon. I'm putting out one prediction every week for UFC 296, the most stacked pay-per-view of the year. If you made it to this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I am so blessed and honored to have reached 100 subscribers and make zero money doing this, but that's okay. That's okay. My last goal, I said I want more than 15 views on a video, and I got 300. Didn't see traction. Gained them a little weight. So am I. All right. You guys, as always, take care and have a big one.